Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay coming at you once again. Kind of wanted to go in more in depth about this past weekend's fights. I already covered Andre Berto and his situation, but the other two prospects I forgot to mention was Keith Thurman and Omar Figueroa, who was both victorious in their fights. Um, Omar Figueroa had a very, very damn good fight. I did not expect the fight to go as long as it did and the way how it did. It's talking about, that fight is a fight of the year candidate, and I totally agree. Um, that fight went back and forth for a long time, man. That Japanese guy, I tell you what, he did not go down for shit. I thought Figueroa would get him out in the early rounds, but he surprised the hell out of me, man. And that was an epic ass fight, man. That was some shit you see like, man, that shit was epic, man. But moving on, man. Um, you know, Keith Thurman, in my opinion, should have been the main event of this of the whole card. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, um, I want to give props to both fighters in that fight between Keith Thurman and Diego Chavez. I didn't know anything about Diego Chavez, to be honest with you guys. I did go back and watch clips of him. He was a pretty, big puncher, and it was a very, very good challenge for Keith Thurman. And I mentioned this in a previous video. My favorite kind of fights in boxing is where both fighters are undefeated and are on the same, level, because it brings out the best in both fighters. Boxing is one of those sports where once you lose, you have that O on your record until you retire. So you have no way to get it back. So that O is very valuable in the sport of boxing for forever, as long as he could hold it. And I was pretty damn impressed with Diego Chavez. I would not mind seeing him fight again if he ever comes back to the U.S. or wherever else he fights at. But Keith Thurman showed a lot of things in this fight that I already knew that he was, a very solid contender at welterweight even before this fight. But this fight right here showed me that, um, Thurman is one of those fighters who's very creative in the ring. He showed tools that, was really unexpected. Um, every time you thought, Thurman was going to, go to the body, out of nowhere, he would come like with this really wide looping left hook that I saw that caught Diego Chavez out of nowhere. His speed was very, very fast, man. He was very, very unpredictable. I think his style is going to, be an issue for a lot of other fighters, down the road. Now, I did watch the post-fight press conference, and he did mention that he is on Floyd Mayweather's radar. Okay. Now, he also got asked about, some news reporter asked him, would he like to fight Adrien Broner? Um, he couldn't really give like a clear cut answer. He just said, we'll just have to, wait and see with that. But he did mention, if you're not trying to go after the biggest top dog in this, in your division, you shouldn't be, fighting as a boxer. So Keith Thurman is clearly trying to, wants to prove something. You know what I'm saying? He really wants to get his name out there. He's been doing it very well lately. But I want to talk about a potential fight that I think can and will happen next year, and that's between Keith Thurman and Adrien Broner. I'm telling you guys right now, if this fight goes down next year, it will be fucking epic. I would fucking pay for that shit if it was on pay-per-view. I will not live stream that. I'm telling you, that fight would be fucking epic. Because the difference between Malignaggi and Thurman got the power to actually, actually try to do some damage to Broner. You know what I'm saying? Broner hasn't really fought somebody that has a power like a Keith Thurman. I think he hits harder than Ponce de Leon and all those other guys he's faced. That fight would be epic. Now, Keith Thurman did mention that he is going to fight one more time this year, so it's going to be sometime in the fall. And the reason why I feel that this fight is going to happen next year, because word on the street right now is that Adrien Broner is most likely going to fight Marcos Maidana this year. Now, Adrien Broner fought not that long ago. Keith Thurman just recently fought. So I think the timing is going to be right for next year for them two to meet. Now, if Adrien Broner fights Marcos Maidana, I'm actually going to give the edge to Adrien Broner in that fight. The reason why I say that is, even though Marcos Maidana, he is known for having great punching power, I don't think his defense will be able to, match up to Broner's in that fight. I do think that Marcos Maidana will give a very, very huge, spirited effort in that fight. If that fight does happen, I will do more, in-depth research and give you guys a more solid, bold prediction if that fight is to occur. But like I said, man, Keith Thurman versus Adrien Broner would be one hell of a fight, and I would have to add that as one of my, one of the greatest undefeated battles, man. I would have to make a volume 2, which I'm working on right now. If you guys go back on my page, I made a video. I stated some boxing battles about some great undefeated battles in boxing history, and Adrien Broner and Keith Thurman will definitely be one of them. And I gotta say, man, 2013 has been really, really good for boxing, man. I can't really recall recently in a while when boxing hasn't been this good in so long, man. I mean, right now we still got Mayweather Canelo, which is going to be epic. You got Matisse Garcia. That's going to be off the chain. I'm going to do a prediction on that fight down the road in a little while. You still got Timothy Bradley, Juan Manuel Marquez. I'm going to do a prediction on that fight as well. You still got Tyson Fury, David Haye. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, man. Right now is the perfect time to be a boxing fan. I think 2014 is going to be just as good. I mean, in 2013 we've had so many, fight of the year candidates. We just recently had this one with Arakawa and Figueroa. We had Bradley and Ruslan Provodnikov. That was one for the ages right there. But yeah, man, hit me up. Let me know what you guys think about Keith Thurman and Adrien Broner. I think that fight would be fucking epic. I would love to see that shit. I would pay for that shit right now if that shit was to happen like in a few months. But I think this fight is going to happen. If it does happen, I'll drop you guys a prediction on that fight. And after the way how Keith Thurman looked against Diego Chavez, man, I gotta say the sky's the limit, man. He's proven that he's no joke in the welterweight division, and he can compete, and he is hungry. So Keith Thurman is on the rise right now. I'm glad we have people like him in boxing. He's outspoken. He wants to get out there, show people that he's no pushover. He does talk smack, and he does, back his shit up. He is a knockout artist. um, I'm telling you right now, man, Adrien Broner and Keith Thurman, there would be a lot of trash talking in the buildup of that fight, which I think would make it even more better than Broner Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? Because we all knew how. I mean, I'll say majority of people knew the result, or the prediction on Broner Malignaggi. I mean, I was picking Adrien Broner to win that fight. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So hit me up, let me know what you guys think, and I'll be on to the next video real soon. Peace.